Hey you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. I see it. Yeah, what'd you see? Huh? Yeah. Hey, get off me. So we got some chicken feet that we're gonna feed the dogs. A lot of people don't know, but chicken feet's actually really good for dogs. You better get down, little crazy lady. You better get down. So it's got really good glucosamine, so it's great for big dogs and their joints. Get out of it! Ah, Seneca, no. Let me get in here and get to it. So here we go. We can see here there's they call them chicken paws. Maybe to make it more palatable. Who knows? All right, so I have my little paper towel here because I don't want to use my fingers because I'm doing video and I don't want to have to wash my hands. Kashmir, there, eat that. Hey, Seneca, you crazy woman. Ooh, Kashmir's like, don't touch my chicken feet. Here. Oh, who got it? Yep, she did. Let's see what we got here. There's another one. There's Seneca. Get it. Kashmir. So she's eating her chicken foot. Here, Midnight. Got her chicken foot. Where's she at? Velocity! Come get your chicken feet, girl! We got enough for everybody to have another. There's one. Hey, get down. That's bad. That's bad. Here. Kashmir, no. Kashmir, back up now. Blondie, back up. Come here, Seneca. Good girl. There's a good girl. She's going to take off and run with it. There you go. Oh, no. How did she get that? Huh. Go on. Kashmir, quit it. Quit being a jerk. Get back now. Go. Go, 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 go. Go on. Here. Air Velocity. Get it. Oh, now normally I would not advise feeding your dogs like this, but because it can create fighting when it drops. They'll fight over it, but my dogs know better, so it's a little different. And they're younger, so I can get away with a little bit more. So just keep that in mind, that things are not, this is one of those situations where I say, do as I say, not as I do. So, let's see here. All right, what do we got? So we'll give one to Blondie. There, she got it. And, oh, that's a bad dog, Seneca. No. Here, oh, nope, oh. Blondie got it, but Mama took it. Yep. Mama wins. Give one to Midnight. And let's do... Get down now. Blondie didn't get hers. Ooh, she got that. Good girl. And let's do... Who else? Velocity didn't get hers. We'll give her one. Kashmir, you've eaten everybody's. Seneca, you're a growing girl. And give you one more. There you go. Good girl. With that tail up. Dominant. Stands her ground. Good girl. Good girl. Get off me, girl. Good girl. All right, so we'll put it up in the trash. Oh, God. All right. Yep, so chicken feet have really good glucosamine. Midnight, get out of it. Leave her alone now. Kashmir, you heard what I said. Get out of it now. Blondie, you leave her alone. Midnight, get out of it now. Midnight, shh, woman, I will get you. You gotta enforce yourself when necessary. Don't let them push you around. It's almost trash day. We got all our chicken boxes out here. I'm gonna have to figure out something for that, because it ain't gonna be long before we start attracting animals. But I can't stick them in the trash can. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right. Probably just need to start. You just create those plastic stand-up containers, storage containers. I bet you I could get one of those, and then just break the boxes down and put them in there until it's trash day. That's what I could do. Always trying to have to figure out new solutions to problems I never had. Oh, are you bad dogs? What is a bad dog doing over there? What is a bad dog doing over there? Midnight. What did I tell you? See? You see those hackles up on Midnight trying to take her food? Midnight, what did I say? That's a bad dog. You are a bad dog. That's bad. No. We don't take people's food. No. Now get up and go. Gotta be a discipline for that. Midnight, what I tell you, get out of her food now. You get, shh, shh. See, because she's higher in the pack than Velocity is, she thinks that she has the right to steal Velocity's food, which is why people tend to feed their dogs separately. Because normally, a pack that's not as well trained as mine, what you would get is when the dog goes in to steal the other dog's food, they go in usually with a very high level of force and aggression. And so they just come over and they just, with absolute authority, take the food away. That way there's no discussion, you just overwhelm them. A good offense is a good defense. And so they go in there and they just overwhelm the other dog and take their food. But with mine, she was trying to do a more subtle approach. The slow stare, come over, invade your space, and put pressure on you till you give up your food kind of thing. Kashmir, stay out of it. But I couldn't let her do that because I don't let that natural order take place. People always say, well, why don't you just let your dogs be dogs? Well, because dog society is ruthless. It's not the kind of society that you guys would like to watch. So, nor would I want to have to expend the money on the vet bills. Because best believe the vet would be investigating my house if I kept bringing them in because they got tore up. So, that's why I don't let dogs be dogs. But but it is something that you do have to watch out for. Hey, you guys, get over here now. Let's go. Hustle. Move it. So we're getting the skirting done very soon. I finally found a company that does it and that will come out here. So that'll be done shortly. And then there's a guy coming out to give me a quote for fencing this Monday. So tomorrow. Get out of that. Looks like some raccoon poo, maybe. Is that raccoon poo seeds? I don't know. Looks like it could be. Who knows? It's shocking to think that he sat right there on my property, on this little almost like a trail here that we walk on, right here in view of the house, and pooped. What do you want to bet that was some sort of like, this is my land. Your house may be here, but this is mine. I was here first. Hey, you get your butt over here now. Blondie, what did I tell you? Blondie, come here now. Get over here. Seneca, now. Back over here. Come on. She's getting water. I don't know what in the heck they were barking at. Sometimes you got to say it like you mean it. What is that? Say it like I mean it. Who was that comedian? Say it with your chest. Come on, get over here now. It's true, though. You do. Hey, get out of that poo. Man, y'all poo eaters. Come on. I can eat the seeds. I bet you wolves do that. I know lions roll in elephant poo, and they like to eat it. Good night. I need to make short work of all the cactus out here. This is where we should have started. Jeez Louise. Kashmir, quit it. Hey. She's going to try to enforce herself for no reason. Kashmir, down, now. All the way down. Now. Now, I said. All the way down. All the way down. All the way. That's a bad girl. Bad girl. See, those kinds of petty corrections, while in the canine world, it's actually like if I wasn't here and if it was just her, then that would be acceptable, because it's through those little small enforcements of just those random enforcements of dominance that prevent a more serious altercation from taking place. If she can dominate her when it's just playtime, then she won't have to get onto her in a more serious situation. And so that's the intended purpose of that. However, being as how this is a human pack, and I'm the one who runs things, I have to really monitor that kind of stuff and make sure that kind of stuff is at a minimum, because of the fact that it will cause real fights. So you see how Velocity's being right now? That's why Kashmir gets onto her. Now watch this. Kashmir may get onto her in a second if she doesn't chill out. You see the hackles up on Velocity here? Trying to assert herself. She's starting to feel herself a bit. She's put on some weight. Gotten a lot more confident. She's looking really nice though. Really nice. There's just no getting around that. Get away. Stop. You're messing up my shot. But yeah. But I'm going to have to keep an eye on her and monitor. Make sure that she's behaving herself so she didn't get herself in any trouble. Because she will. Alright, Seneca. Let's see where they're at. Hey! Hey! No! That was too much. Down. Now. Velocity. All the way down. No. That was too much. No. No. Remember how I told you guys that when she was in power, that she would be a dictator? That was a little shot of what's lying inside of her. When I tell you guys, I know these dogs. I see it long before. And that's exactly what that was. That was the, she. If you think Kashmir's tough, she would have nothing on Velocity. Because Velocity lacks a bit of confidence and common sense to stop and when to stop. She would go overboard. She's like the kind of people that when you join some kind of organization, there's always that one person in power that never had any power before, so they go overboard with everything and they micromanage and make everyone else's life heck. And usually they're insecure. That's all they have, but that's her. She's crazy like that. And hopefully with our guidance, she'll mature and she'll kind of stop that stuff. But in order to prevent her from getting like that in the long term, I have to stop it when I see it. No, I have not released you. You stay put. She wants this cactus out of her mouth. I'm not letting her up yet. I want her to actually calm down. She's not quite there yet. So, but anyway, that's a little window you saw there. She went way overboard. I should have gotten onto her a second ago, right after Kashmir did. And that's probably why Kashmir did. She probably saw how she was getting. But the truth is that it needs to be me. While Kashmir is able to do it, the truth is Velocity will get to an age where she won't take it. So it has to be me. And that's why. But once she chills out, then it won't be such an issue. So, but there are going to be these little moments that we'll have where she's going to mess up. She'll get to where she's feeling herself, and I'll have to kind of be like, hey, I don't care how you feel. You don't get to disrespect and treat other dogs poorly. And that's just the way it is. So you see how her eyes went soft now? She's listening, but her eyes went soft for a sec. That's what you're looking for. Shh. See, now she's listening to them. Get over here now! I'll call them over. Hustle! Come now! You. Get back over here. Hustle. And here they come. Oh. All right. Come on. Y'all better chill out. Those two are always horsing around. Velocity, you better chill out. She's still a bit too amped. Listening, but a little too amped. Look at that. There's some structure. And they're going over to the water. Hey, pretty girl. Yep. Hey, pretty angel baby girl. Yeah. She's a good girl. Velocity, quit it. Velocity, you're not a puppy either. Quit it. See, Kashmir? Not putting up with it anymore. The structure on Kashmir right there. We got some structure. Oh, hey, oh, you better watch out, girl. Sometimes I'll grab their mouth. I'll grab the top of their mouth and I'll put their nose on my face, but it kind of scared her that time. She thought I was like getting onto her. It's like, no, it just was loving you a bit too aggressively. Man, I took a picture of Midnight earlier and gosh, she's a splitting image of her father. They are just beautiful. It was so funny. And then like, it's so funny. She's just so much like him. So I was thinking to myself about something that happened, but it wouldn't be appropriate for me to say. That person wouldn't want me to say. They would be embarrassed. So, but she did something funny that her dad always does. Community stick chewing. Ending our play session with some community stick chewing. Bonding. Bonding time. Oh, by the way, somebody, people keep bringing up the Tennessee thing. Where's Tennessee? This and that. I can't help the fact that everybody doesn't watch every video. And I can't help the fact that I have a hard time dealing with that discussion every time it's brought up. So somebody on Instagram, you know, brought it up, and I was a little short with that person because I was a bit fed up of seeing the question. And I had no idea she was, what, 13 years old, 13, 14 or something like that. I don't have the time to look at everybody's profile and take an assessment of what their age is. But I basically was like, look, you know, you if you're watching the channel, then you would know what happened. So, and most of you guys do. But, you know, if something tragic happened to another person, you wouldn't keep asking about it. And if you did, and you found out that it was something that was hard for that person to talk about, you certainly wouldn't criticize that person for having an emotional reaction. So, be very clear with you guys. I am a real human being, no different than the rest of you. I'm sitting here with my camera phone on my property. I'm not special. I'm not a celebrity. Don't expect me to be fake and to be perfect, because I'm not. I'm going to have off days. I'm going to have days where I'm not in a good mood, or maybe, heck, I'm in a bad mood. And, you know, and I may have shortened responses to things. I will always try my best to be professional and cordial, but I may be short. And, you know, and so somebody was like, I'm going to unfollow you because that was really rude of you. And it's like, okay, well, you know, fine. But guess what? If you want real people, if you want to follow people that don't fake everything and like lie to you and, you know, act like they're perfect, then you're going to have to deal with the fact that sometimes you're going to catch me on an off day and you might see an off comment. And that's just the fact of the reality, is that I'm human just like you. And I have bad days just like you. And I guarantee you that you've had an attitude with people too, but there wasn't somebody to sit there and see you and be like, oh God, how dare you? So how about you check yourself and realize that I'm not a fake human being made up for your pleasure. I'm me, Rachel, here with my dogs on my property, dealing with life just like you. So, you know, don't hold me up to some standard that you don't even hold yourself up to. Period. So if I see further comments about Tennessee, I'll just delete them. It's not worth the drama. I don't mean anything by it. But, you know, unfortunately, that's just where it has to be right now. Because I don't want to have to keep going over the what happened. It's like I said, it's hard for me. There's a lot of variables that go into it that are difficult to deal with. It's not just the fact that she's not here. Having said that, you know, there were some other developments in that area. For those of you that do know what's going on, the breeder that bred Echo, which is the dog that is the mother of Tennessee, told me that the issue that I was having with her and that the whole litter was having, which is submissive urination. They're basically kind of overly submissive, a little bit, I'm not going to say fearful, but overly submissive. And she said that the mother of that litter submissive urinated until she was 2 years old, and that the whole litter did it. So there's clearly something in the lines there, something genetic for that kind of behavior to pass through so strongly, because I know that my dog had it, Tennessee had it, I know her brother had it, I know another sister had it in Florida, and I know that the breeder that I dropped Tennessee off with, which was a kind of a Switzerland middle ground mutual friend, that even his dog did it. And they said that it was really bad. They had even considered sending her back, but that what helped it was keeping her outside and letting her build confidence outside without anybody around. But unfortunately, not everybody has the ability to keep their dogs outside. And that's the same thing with the other kennel that produced Tennessee, that was trying to claim that her dogs didn't do that. Well, that's because she keeps her dogs outside. So if you keep a dog outside, then of course it's not going to submissive urinate, because it's outside. You're in different worlds. So there is just, submissive urination is a reaction to, it's an overreaction to an alpha or an authority figure. So if you don't have any authority figures because you're outside and they're inside, then it creates a different dog. And they're just much more independent. They're doing everything on their own. They're out there. They're confident. You know, they're doing their own thing. So while it does fix it, it's not ideal for anybody else, because most people don't keep their dogs that way. And it's extremely frustrating for most people to put up with a dog that pees every time you look at them. It's not normal. I'll be very clear with you. It is not normal. No one should have to do that. That is because people are not paying attention to temperament when they're breeding. And they don't care about the temperament. They only care about the money they can make off those puppies, not realizing that the owners of those puppies are going to have a really hard time with that dog. And hitting on a topic that we talked about the other day of not criticizing breeders, you know, when people have issues with their dogs that make it to where they don't want them anymore, you run the risk of your dogs being put in the shelter. And dogs that submissive urinate, especially for as long as that litter has, that's a problem. You know, that's the kind of situation where somebody's going to rehome the dog because they're going to get frustrated. And so anyway, so it was kind of I don't know if you're a spiritual person or religious person, but sometimes things happen to kind of let you know that you made the right decision. That while it may have been hard and maybe it wasn't what you thought you wanted or what you thought you needed, in the end, it ends up showing that it was the right decision to make. And so despite everything having to do with that situation, I genuinely feel now that that was the right decision to make based on temperament alone. Because it's not right to ask people to have to deal with that kind of dog. It is very, very hard to train those dogs. It just is. And so anyway, so there's, you know, a follow-up to that. And then for anybody wondering, Preacher, everybody's been questioning when Preacher's going to come home. Preacher is slated to be there until the end of January. At the end of January, I will be picking him up. So, yeah, it's going to be a while. Sorry. You'll have to get your fix through midnight because she looks just like him. But unfortunately, at this point, he's out there trying to make a name for himself. And so we're trying to make sure that he has the time to do that. Kashmir's like, y'all better chill out. Anyway, I feel like this video has been long enough. I did get a new router today, hoping that maybe that will help. But as it stands, the only way that I can upload in any reasonable amount of time is using my phone, which means I don't have an intro. I haven't figured out how to put my intro on this phone yet. If somebody wants to point me in the right direction of how to do that, I'd greatly appreciate the advice. But as of now, there's an app that I'm using that will put these together and put my watermark in, and that's what I'm using. until I can figure out something else. Hopefully this other router I got will help, but as it stands, this phone on my AT&T network will upload a video in like probably 1/3 of the time it takes for my computer on my Wi-Fi. So there's just nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. I've even been thinking about contacting my cell phone service for a hotspot or something, but any advice is greatly appreciated because at this point it really sucks. But I did get a really cool Nighthawk router for streaming and all that stuff. So hopefully that's it, because I have been using the company or the cable company or internet company supplied router, which is like a really cheap little thing. So hopefully this helps. But anyway, hope you guys got your fix today. Oh, dogs love the chicken feet. I highly recommend it for your dogs. It's really great for especially big dogs. That way they get their glucosamine. So tomorrow is a new week. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And we'll see you on Monday. Bye. Midnight. Bye. Nope, not happening.